106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Let's get this show on the road.
Before you say anything, prepare to shut the fuck up.
Screw me. I ripped ass at the ATM.
McLovin! Nice!
Sit back, relax, and enjoy Irrelevant Platitudes with your hosts, Peter Benici and Lil Dazil. I haven't updated it yet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was
it's
like,
fine.
Jimmy. Don't get the
Fire!
Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to episode number 53, possibly 54 of Irrelevant Platitudes with your hosts, Peter Benici and...
Lil Dazil.
Jimmy Walks.
And
Chey, yeah, Chey Huf. You fucked that up. You do the commentary thing. Do that now, please.
bringing you all things irrelevant commentary on dating, pop culture, and relationships.
Yes.
With
Bottled
enthusiasm.
As long as it's irrelevant, it's fine.
Yes.
Completely
As long as
irrelevant.
we
to
never get
anyone's
our
life.
own intro after 2 seasons and 53 episodes more.
No, I just
three.
heard you guys do one. You just slayed one. I heard it.
Only
Yeah,
one.
true.
One, I heard.
One singular episode where we
Slay.
were successful.
But yes, we do have the lovely Miss Chey on today. Hey, going friend, welcome to the podcast.
Little cup, but very, very excited to be here.
How many drinks did you have while I was prepping the podcast?
Well, the other one was a triple, so I don't know.
Okay,
If you notice,
all right.
half your vodka's gone. You
So
know
it's
where
gonna
it went.
it's gonna be a bit interesting, I think, guys. I got to use the horn. I never get to use the horn. But yeah, so we're gonna obviously run you through our dating rigmarole questions.
Love it.
Because you've lived a life and a half.
I have. So
Very
I
good friend
heard.
of the podcast, and I was like, we definitely need to get you on fucking ASAP. So this is that time. But before we do that, everybody, we actually have a mixed bag of drinks this week.
Drink of the week.
All right. So we've got, 2 vodka Red Bulls,
Yep.
a water with 2 beers, and...
Is that
Fucking
I was like, that's not water.
what is it?
Water?
This is a very strong vodka and flat soda water.
Oh,
So
flat
it's not
soda
far
water.
off
Special.
the one I
Actually,
poured?
can we
Alright,
hear
let's-
James in the
let's
chat?
see.
The amount of liquid that's left
Holy
in there was how much vodka was in there in the
fucking
first
hell.
place.
Just
Yeah.
leave myself
Okey-dokey.
on
And a
your table.
Suntory.
No wonder you're sipping
A
it.
disgusting Suntory.
And I can tell it's happy soda because I can't detect the alcohol in it.
It's strong.
Cheers, guys. Welcome to the podcast.
Yay!
Tank. Okie dokie. Well, look.
Okay.
What? How was everyone's week anyway? We haven't done our weeks.
We never do our weeks. You just
Not
glaze
anymore.
over it.
Yeah, well, because, I think my weeks are a little bit more boring than most these days.
What did you get up to this week, Nucci?
I just worked. No, we nabbed
Your
some
farewell.
tickets to Andrew Santino this week.
Did we ever?
I don't have a clap for that.
We're going to be in the front row
I hope so.
once again.
Yeah, have you ever been front row at a comedy show before?
Yes, and my dad got picked on for having a tablecloth of a shirt. That was the bullying line that he got because he had a checkered shirt on.
That was I was on Instagram with the roasting that we
I
got.
did see the photo.
We went to Jim Jeffries and we were in the front row, and then the guy was giving shit to people beside us for wearing beanies, baseball caps, and Nooch was wearing a baseball cap.
Oh.
He's actually quite stylish.
That's a bit jarring.
That's
Yeah.
a change.
It was
That's something new. Are you sure that was Nucci?
And he's giving shit to these guys with the hats, and I so much wanted to be like, Jim, this cunt normally wears a baseball hat.
Let
And
me
he's not
show you
wearing
some
it today.
photos of
Like,
him wearing hats
he's
all
trying to be
the
cool
time.
now, he's got his jacket.
He knows he's in the front. He
Yeah.
knows he's in the front row. He knows he's just prime
Oh,
bully.
sorry. The jacket.
Jacket. It's a shacket.
What?
Shacket. It's a shirt jacket. It's like a weird kind
I've
of.
seen them.
Yeah.
It's very
Were you-
stylish.
you-
It's from London.
Oh,
You know.
it's from
It's
London.
Shackets.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
the shorts thing.
Yeah,
Sports.
yeah.
Shackets.
And jorts,
Oh.
jean shorts as well. Yeah,
Jordan,
yeah,
They've gotta go.
absolutely.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
miss
They're a
skorts.
fat
They've got to
man.
go.
I actually liked skorts.
No, skorts stay.
They are fucking dope.
And
The jean shorts are going to go.
the
Absolutely
record,
agree.
As a
And
guy,
Crocs just
can I say
banned forever.
skirts are misleading and unfair?
like 'em.
Because you get
Skort.
excited because you see like a jean skirt and then you see the short and you're like,
Yeah,
oh.
but you know how pragmatic they
Less
are?
fun.
You can
Oh,
just
they're
open
amazing.
your
Less
legs
fun.
at any point.
Shants?
And
I was
Did
going
you
to
cartwheels
wear
with
shants today, and I was undecided.
Shants.
Shirt pants.
Skirt shirt?
No, short,
Skirt
long
shorts?
shorts. So
That-
it's what.
Oh, no, they got to
I
go.
don't-
Women will derogatory
So three-quarter
refer to
pants?
long shorts, men's long shorts.
They-
It's shants.
I don't think
Let's talk
shants.
about that
Minor-
off air. Let's talk
minor-
about that.
Let's save that one for another time.
But on that topic, I just wanted to point out that my this is not a purse, it's a carry-all.
I'm so glad that you.
unisex.
It's a merce.
It's unisex.
It's a merce.
And for some, it's a merce.
It's a merce.
But it's unisex, but for some reason, and my mum, when she gave this to me last Christmas, told
Keep
me that
digging.
it was unisex, but the model name is the Sally.
Ah, well.
yeah, that's
I mean,
that's
You just
Says
carry
says
the
it all,
Sally
doesn't
with you.
it?
It's not even Sally with an E.
Oh, it's with a
Classic
Y.
hard
With a
Y.
Y.
S-A-double-L.
Like, why would
Yeah.
you wear that? I'm just,
Yeah.
No, I meant Sally. Like,
I'm just joking.
my
I could
week was
not.
great.
She's not
to
joking.
To go with it.
question. Thanks, Nietzsche.
Okay. So I guess look, I'll intro how we met loosely.
All of us this week have had a good week, just to glaze
all had
over.
great-
Oh yeah, yeah.
Great week, everyone.
Because it gets bogged down. Well, how was your week, friends? Did you never on the podcast?
Fucking great week, actually.
week?
I had a good week. Went for a lot of hot girl walks. Did a bit of exercise. Didn't get enough sleep, but drank a lot of coffee.
The old hot girl walk.
It's a thing now.
It's a
I don't know
legitimate.
what that is, but
it's-
okay.
It's where like just girls
I
go
don't
by
know what that
themselves or in pairs and go for walks together.
That's
Yeah.
the thing.
But if you're hot,
See?
it's a hot girl
It's
walk. I
hotter
guess.
when you're alone.
I agree.
I feel like it's more
Oh,
dangerous when
I
you're
do
alone.
like-
Yeah,
my
it
girlfriend
opens
said I
up to
loved it.
predatory for sure. If you're doing it on your own.
Not me, bitch. Let's go.
Yeah, well,
Like,
people
I'll
won't
outrace
see
you, bitch.
because Shay's sitting down. You're taller than me, be like 5'8", 5.
5'9".
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
And a half.
Yeah.
Tall.
That's why we like
Amazonian.
And because I wear heels a lot.
Taller than that.
And then I'm, you know, let's go, bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the energy.
Kind of vibes.
You've almost got broader shoulders than I do too.
Listen, I try to make myself demure. That's a lie. No, I don't.
But so obviously we know each other through my lovely girlfriend Amy,
Who-
and we've met many times now. It's all too much of a blur.
Mm-hmm.
But when did we decide to get you on the pod? Was it literally like last week?
No, you asked me when
your
we
birthday
were
weekend?
high as fuck in the hotel room.
Way
The
too much chocolate milk.
Airbnb,
Yes.
when we absolutely, of course. And you were like, Shay, you've lived a life. We've got to get you on the pod.
Yes.
And I was like, I will 100% spill so many private details to the world.
So
Let's go.
how many scared men are currently watching? Do you think?
Probably
Because
about
we
two of us.
posted quite a bit, quite profusely, leading up to this moment. I'm gonna go with at least one, but I think there may be a few
One
more.
scared participant. I wouldn't say that much.
You have been
I don't know
oddly
if you caught
quiet.
the pre-show guys, but there were some very rough comments made about.
If not, I recorded
I
it
just
and I'll
like
put it
blocked
for
anyone
later.
off my
Viewers as
story,
well.
which was no one
Holy
really.
fuck.
But I may or may not have blocked one person off my story. I thought, oh,
Sorry,
if you're gonna cry about it,
Sorry,
in
great.
case
sorry, great Artie. No.
I just thought if I mention them and it doesn't go well,
Yeah,
which it
agreed.
won't, I just blocked them off my story.
Easy.
That's
So
okay.
saves all the problems.
But where there's a will, there's a way. So if you're in the chat, hello. Hi.
Hey,
Please
you might
follow.
even get a indirect mention.
You'll know.
But if it is who it is, here you go. I miss you a lot. No, okay. So yeah, obviously we know through Amy. We've been out profusely. We're gonna obviously tread with caution because there are.
Sensitive human beings.
Yeah, that's why.
Are
Like, we should have had a
Wait.
code word. We were
Are we
supposed to sit
treading?
down. Well, we'll see what happens.
I don't
We can
think
try.
so.
We can. I'll let you drive the.
I've had a
the
few
pace
drinks.
of
I
what
don't
you
think we need to
say.
tread carefully at all.
And we have peaked. Like it says 13, but we could be at like 20, 25
Cool.
plus viewers. So there's a lot of people watching.
Pressure's on.
And that's not normal. Pressure's on. They're most likely your friends.
Probably, but shout out to you all.
But obviously, as this is a dating and relationships podcast, are you single and ready to mingle? Question mark.
I am single.
Yes.
I've
Currently not mingling.
done a fair bit of mingling. Let's all drink to that, apparently.
Yeah, this is
Like,
actually
if you
disgusting. Do you want to try it here?
You've said that
I-
3
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
This is
No,
See how
disgusting.
fucking yucky it is.
I have done some mingling over my single time recently.
That tastes like vape juice.
It's
Absolutely.
been amazing.
So what's the current singleton period? Has it been quite a while?
Like in my head or reality?
Yeah, no.
'Cause
So
those two are like different.
go the
I resonate
hybrid.
with that.
So go in your
I was
head
on
plus
off for
2.
a while,
Yeah.
like last year, pretty on off. But fully
So the last
single
month
for a
or so.
while. Oh, longer, way longer.
Yeah.
Way longer. But
Okay.
single, been mingling, and I kind of got my eyes set on someone. So,
Oh wow. You're really off the market.
well,
Sorry,
no,
lads.
not off the market. Just my next victim has been located.
Lucky them.
I can take the next one. We'll rotate through one. Yep. You're up. Number 2.
Yeah. So, in terms of dancing,
yes.
No, I'm fine with it.
Yes.
There's no backlog to that, so I'm not sure if they'll really grasp the.
Yeah. Okay, so
We
do you
can
want to?
circle back to that if you like.
We can.
yeah, let's circle back to
All
that
right, cool.
later. I
3.
will change up. my thing.
Oh, valid. Yeah.
Summing up your dating/love life in 4 words. You can choose it as a sentence of 4 words or 4 individual words.
I like individual.
Let's fucking send it.
Okay, so sentence.
There you go. That's what we've got with the
Dude, your
sentence.
level of foot power.
I know,
so
We don't need it. We've got nothing.
We
Yeah.
don't need sound anymore.
You will though, because you'll get to hear what the podcast. Oh, did you disconnect as well?
Yeah, no, I just took out everyone with that.
No, it's a
Loving it.
powerful
This foot is
fucking
ready to
step.
go.
James hit number 4.
Ready to crush your next
Loving
victim.
Correct.
The potential, the energy
Correct.
in this podcast.
Yeah, it's good.
Great.
She's actually literally sending it. I like that as you said send it.
I went,
it's
stop.
disconnected.
Send it. Yeah.
They really meant it, you know?
Hashi, she likes to send it. Our old Warcraft guild was called Send It.
I love
So,
it.
you know,
I love it.
it's appropriate. Can you read number 4 from there? You got
Okay.
your eyes
It's
on
got
the
on the line.
hawks.
So, we're going to talk about red flags and green flags. What's the top flag? Flag.
Can you tell the
Assessing.
difference between the colours?
I can now. I definitely have picked up a red flag or 2 in the past and painted it green and like just
Really?
stuck it
I
next
think
to
we
me.
all have sort of
Yeah.
done
We've
that.
all done that. But green flags, I'll start with
True,
green
actually.
because they're pretty easy, I reckon. Great with his family.
That's a common one on the podcast. We were
Yeah.
talking about this before.
Yeah.
Yourself, Amy, Steph, Kayla.
I think most of our guests generally
Yeah,
have, right?
that's
really
a
give
big
a
one.
fuck about their
Every-
relationship with their family.
Every female guest that we've had.
It matters.
Mm.
If you love your own family, then you
Yeah.
would want
You
other
need-
people to love
You
theirs.
don't necessarily need to have a good relationship with everyone in the family, but you need to demonstrate that you're able to
Have a
be
relationship with
have a
some.
close relationship with at least some of your non-chosen.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
I would agree.
Providing they're
That was
not, like,
verbatim
the
what you said
worst
last week. I
family.
like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Owning-
You got to do a clip
Dude,
of
you
it
should
both.
see, like, if you ask me this series of questions,
I don't think
It
we've done
is.
that for any of us.
Green flag.
We haven't
is-
actually.
We should do that as an
We'll do that. We can do that.
You asked me my.
We'll interview ourselves because we haven't. We've interviewed a bunch of people,
Yeah.
but we've never ever
Done it
done it
first.
to
Everyone
ourselves.
wants to hear about you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
later
get to hear
though,
about
later
us all
though.
the time.
Today's all
Yeah.
about you. So
No, but I want to
about
hear
us.
this.
Everything's about
It's
us. No,
It's a
baby.
we
Oof,
thing.
It's a we thing.
So the red.
So the green is family,
Yeah.
how they treat the women in their lives, so their mum,
That's
their
a
sister,
really-
their nanas, their aunties.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
I want to include in this their friends, partners.
Yeah,
Because how
100%.
they speak about their best friends or their close friends' partners really mattered to me, and I didn't know
Ooh,
that.
okay.
That's a really good
I
consideration.
didn't know that
A lot
until
of
I
dudes
heard
shit on their partner's
that's-
girlfriends.
That's what caused me to go,
Also,
that's cunty.
also, speaking about ex-partners, and it's fine to be like, yeah, the last guy was told. But when it's like
Every ex one.
guy has
There's a
been,
little bit of a
has fucked me
theme.
over,
If you're a
like,
victim every
hang on a
time,
minute,
maybe
I'm gonna
You're
be
the
next-
problem.
I'm going to be the next person in that story.
I'm usually never the
Oh,
problem.
look, I look at.
Obviously.
the way you phrase that.
But
Never the
to
problem.
add a bit of context, because I did think about this as well, right? Because that had come up previously. You have to look at if they're usually the person that's broken up with, or the person that breaks up with someone.
Correct.
Because if you break up with someone, it's way easier not to hate them because you shat on them, right? And then you're kind of like,
It also depends
you feel bad for them,
It also
right?
depends on the context.
and how the
Yeah.
breakup
Yeah.
went down.
But yeah,
Yeah.
if it's like most breakups where it's
Defensive antagonist.
not really like most people don't know when it's going to happen, right? Very, you'd say, would you actually question?
In my relationships, they do because they fucking drag on.
Yeah. So, but I think that's where the resentment can come from, right? If it comes out of nowhere and then it's kind of quick and
Yeah.
almost like traumatic, that's the word I was looking for. I think that's where the resentment comes from.
Agree.
Not talking from personal
No,
experience.
never.
at
We
all.
would never do that at all. What?
$5,000 in therapy later.
Yes.
Fucking
so-
so
Fucking
psychology
true.
bills.
And so that's the red flags. So your green flags. and
Oh,
stuff,
that was
what
the
are
green.
And the red flags is
Oh, so many. So many red
Do
flags.
you want to
But
have a top 3 or 4?
I guess the most serious ones are like slagging off
Yeah.
all your exes
Yeah.
without due course. You know what I mean? Like,
Agreed.
There's
Yeah,
no
context is
cause
everything.
For that.
Yep.
Slagging off just people in general, I
Okay.
guess. Like your friends' partners, things
yeah.
like that. I'm like, what have they actually done to you? Why do you hate them? Or are you just a cunt? Probably just a cunt.
So valid.
And if
a
you're,
therapist asked me that question once.
Are you just a
and
cunt?
and I never went back.
Are
She
you
didn't-
serious?
She didn't use the word cunt. But I was like, I feel,
I think she was
crazy.
trying to put a
Everyone's-
mirror in your face, maybe.
I think she didn't like me either. And she was like, I'll just fucking throw in this.
Well, it worked. So
Is that a common
if
thing
you
in
never
psych?
went back,
No.
Where
No.
they'll just like, yeah, okay.
Oh,
Just
it's-
shitty sucks.
I've literally mentioned that to a few people since then, and they've just been like,
Be practicing. Yeah, no, that's like literally
No, you can't
the
say
most
that.
unethical thing to be saying
Correct.
to a client. Regardless of if you want them or not, you will give them either an email or the next session that you have, you politely explain, oh, I don't think it's going to be the best fit.
Anyway,
And you keep it vague.
I never
agree.
paid her account, so there you go.
No,
Wait,
I'm not
did that
about
start
life either,
before
though.
then? Because
Yeah.
there might be a
I'm
reason.
talking shit.
This is like talking shit about the girlfriend not paying your therapist after they shit on you.
Any other red flags? Like everyone else is probably. Yeah.
There's probably a few, but like
That's right. Run away from that point, James, very quickly.
I like
I was
that.
burying it with a description of what I was doing.
There's
Yeah.
so many red ones that how do you just be a good cunt, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't be an asshole. Shitting on women. I've definitely been on first dates where they've shat on other women.
Like you're
But
not like other
complimented me.
women.
Really?
Yeah, that
100%.
line is a big
This
one.
happens
Oh, that
pretty
you're not like most girls
recently, like-
because of AZ.
You're so cool. You're so
babies, yeah.
chill. You know, my last girlfriend
Yeah,
was super
I usually
fucking
fucking
batshit.
hate women, is what someone said to me, and I was
On a
like,
date.
"Do
I
you?"
usually hate
First
women.
date too.
Oh, that
Actually,
is just
was
You're on the
shocked.
wrong- You're on the wrong
Can-
date.
Yeah, I know. I was like, you were with the
Usually hate
wrong woman to say that to.
Blink twice, but there was a really cool story. Yeah, blink twice if you don't want to talk about it. But the story where John and Maria saved you from the date.
Correct.
Can you explain that?
If you can blink twice for it's okay to speak.
There's no blinks. There's no
There's
blinks.
one. It's all right.
100%
Totally
he's listening.
separate
Oh, we can move on to the next one.
No, I mean, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to lie.
No,
G'day
we've got
to you.
so many questions.
Are you sure? Because
Yeah.
it's a really good story.
Yep.
It's
Dealer's
up to you
choice.
and your comfortability.
Dealer's choice.
Let's quickly send it.
All right.
Anyway,
Yes.
Yeah.
long story short, first date, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I hate fucking women, you know.
Oh, so that was that. I think because that's what triggered my mind about the
I've
story.
had it twice.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
was one. This was probably the milder of the two.
Yes.
Instantly, I thought, I'm Houdining off this date.
Do you do that
love
See you
often?
that.
later. No, because usually
Yeah.
I'll be like, see you fucking later.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like this.
You say bye.
I'm going to go. But I just couldn't be bothered. Just couldn't be bothered with the drama. And then he was like, oh, we're already at the restaurant. All fine. And then I wanted to leave, but then I thought, I'm going to leave the waitresses in a shitty position if I leave then and there.
Oh, yes.
They're going to be awkward. And I don't want to put them in that position. So
Yeah.
no, I'll go to the next bar. And
Yeah.
then I'll Houdini out of that.
Yeah.
That's very
Because
considerate.
that's what I thought. I thought, oh, I don't want to leave them in a, where is she?
That's actually super
you're-
thoughtful,
yeah.
to be honest.
Well, a bar, no one cares. So the next bar, I was like, no worries, I'll have one drink and out I go.
Yeah.
And then I ran into two people that I know really well.
So good.
Well, I know well
Yeah, the
enough.
best, they are two of the
And then
kindest
blinked
humans.
3 times really slowly.
Well, I was like, oh, fuck, now I can't Houdini.
Yeah.
Was my first thing
Yeah.
now that I've seen them. So it's all fine. We have, and they're like, oh, let's get a table and a bottle of wine. And instantly I'm like, oh, fuck, man, I have to hang out way longer.
You're fully
they-
fucking committed.
They
yeah.
picked up. They knew. And
That's
I
good.
at some stage just forgotten that he was there.
Yeah.
Completely. It was just chatting away, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, oh, that's right. I'm on a date.
Oh,
Oops.
okay.
No Houdini necessary because at the end I just went, oh, I'm just going to go home with them.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and what
That
can
works
you
out
say?
favorably. You're with your mates. You want to.
But what can you say when there's like another person, especially a man, which is super sad that we need another man to step in and be like, no, don't go home with them.
Yeah.
What can you do or what can you say? You're not going to fight that.
Isn't that wild? And especially because that dude's amazing and has a very good presence in the room. It is. It's interesting how as soon as you put that into the mix, like he probably wouldn't have even had to be aggressive. He would have just been like, no, we'll take you home, no worries, and that's it.
100%. But
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
ready to like, let's fight, bitch.
Yeah.
Prior to that, if I had to.
Yeah. That's
But,
terrifying.
and then
yeah.
I was like, you know what? No, all I have to say is I'm going to go home with these people. And what are you going to say in front of other people? As if you're going to argue and say, I've had one first date with you. You're going to come
Be
home
like,
with me
oh, but
right
don't you
now.
want to come? And like, we had such a good night. I'd be like, absolutely fucking not.
I think
Absolutely
that's-
not. This is.
Bitch, you owe me. Yeah.
As-
Fucking, you got my time. That was enough. Like, are you
That's-
kidding? It wasn't
You got a
even worth
solid
that.
hour or two, and
Yeah.
I actually wanted to wait till the next bar before we bailed. So
And it wasn't for your benefit.
Yeah.
It was for those
I
beautiful
always-
waitresses.
I only said that because one time I met this guy who was in the tree camp and he went.
Yes.
They go from like Daniel or something to the town and
you might have to give it a bit more juice.
he's like, I bought you a drink. He's like, the least that you can do is hang with me whilst you drink the drink. And I was like, not really, dude.
Yeah.
You're a fuckhead. You should
Yeah.
drink the drink, throw it away. Who cares?
Because then it
She doesn't owe
literally,
you shit, yeah.
it literally becomes an exchange of money for time.
Transaction.
That's what it is. They're
And you're
"Oh,
like,
owe me something."
dude, just go to a strip club and it's very upfrund and it's there.
100%.
Because it's literally the same thing, and you're not like awkwardly hiding it behind. And that's why when you would go out as a single dude, yeah, thanks, James. I love you. She just corrected. She's like, the Wi-Fi's on and like the audio is great because there's usually interference.
Get it, girl.
I fixed it. I fixed it.
Totally seeing it.
The fuck was I talking about? I was talking about
Strip club.
The strip club.
money for exchange for time. Yes.
Transactional.
So when girls would ask for drinks, I'd be like, well, usually the way we do it in our mate circles is, you know, if you want drinks, you get the first round, I'll get the next one, and then it's fine. Like at least then she's gotten you a drink, and it's like
It's even
you're
out.
not really paying for the time and the exchange. It's a lot more natural, and you're not baked into anything. If she wants to bounce, she's paid for the drink, and she's fuck off.
Yeah.
But also, if I just walked up to someone who may very well be out of my league and was like, "Can I buy you a drink?" and they were like, and then I bought them a drink.
Yeah.
I got 2 words into it, and they were like, "Or a fuckhead." I'd be
Yeah.
like, "Fair enough. You're seeing something I don't see." I've misplaced my money on this fucking drink.
I've misplayed my hand here, man.
But I like that a drink doesn't
Yeah.
equate
But
to.
his point was that he was like,
Conversation
I spent
Yeah,
$10
that's
on
right.
a drink, and you owe me like until you drink that drink. And it's like, so if she drinks it quick, she can fuck off sooner, or like,
Mate,
Yeah.
I will
Would you
fucking
not-
shot that
yeah,
shit.
would
Fuck
you not
off.
just like let her free to enjoy?
Let her
the
free.
drink?
Isn't it
She's a little
weird? Yeah.
cage birdie.
Yeah.
Why did
It's
Don't
the-
offer the drink if you genuinely don't want to just give them the drink.
And
They
even
don't owe you
offer out it
anything.
in the communication. If I were to buy you a drink, would you want to have a conversation with me?
Love that.
Honestly,
Quite
having
nice, actually.
direct
Love that.
conversation
Better
ahead of
yet.
time, because
Better
it's
yet.
that I'm trying to initiate time with you,
Better
and this
yet,
is my
yeah.
I like
Better
that.
yet,
That's a
detach
good
from
way.
the whole
And just talk.
drink is.
I
bad
agree, but
from
that's also an
fucking
easier
Yeah.
buying
I agree.
someone's commitment and then they're obliged.
Just have a chat.
And instead talk to them, and if it goes all right, be like, should we grab a drink?
So I agree
Yeah.
with that, but I think
Yeah.
that a drink is a little bit of that social ease in coming in. It's like a here's an offer, you can reject the drink, and it's not about rejecting me.
Yeah.
It's an indirect link, and that way you don't have to do the awkward. Oh, well, we're both just standing here. It's the can I get you a drink? Maybe we can use that as the
It's
social
a buffering.
buffer.
I love it.
Whereas
So
if
true.
it was like, I've got a bag, all that shit would be off the table, and it'd be like,
I'd be like,
That's isn't that
absolutely.
that's 100%. Like you're like,
Do you think?
oh
Is
my
it?
god,
Yeah,
dude,
it's
the
not
I think it
60
is.
days.
It's like,
I know.
That's what I've heard.
I know infinite amounts of women that were hanging out with dudes that were absolute pieces of shit
Yeah.
for bags.
Dude, that
Fuck
happened on
that.
Yeah.
That happened
I
on
don't know
fucking
anyone who's done
Sunday. That girl was there, and she's like, "Hey, what's going on?" She's like, "Hey, you look pretty cool."
Do I?
She's like, "You look pretty cool."
Am I
Do you have a
one?
bag? And I'm like,
But would you
That,
already
have you
hang
noticed
out with
Optimus
them?
Prime is red?
Oh,
We should probably move on to the next question now.
absolutely. So there
Is
was
it back to
question
me?
two
Oh, I
that
was
skipped.
understanding that.
We'll
Question
go back
two
to it.
It's got the word dancing with a capital D. Have you dealt with dance?
I think we all know.
It's performing. You're a performer. Or something.
I
X.
didn't perform. Yeah, X, correct. Didn't perform much except sitting on my fat ass and drinking. Occasionally getting up and rotating on the spot like a rotisserie chicken.
I love that.
Just
feeling.
rotating.
Yeah.
Was this on,
Getting
like,
paid
was
exorbitant
this
amounts of
on
money to do such.
Chatterbait or OnlyFans?
Or the strip club in
Okay.
Perth. Either or.
Really?
Yeah.
So I guess
good
the
time.
question that I
Dancing
had based off that, I can jump in on it. Sorry, I'll give it back
Please,
to you.
yeah.
Is how was that like? How was it like dating with that as a gig?
I was with a partner for a really long time through most of that, for like 8 years.
Amazing. Wow.
So it wasn't really much of a thing, to be honest. I don't
Yeah.
think
Did
I-
you meet during your dancing or prior to?
we worked together.
Okay,
yeah.
so that
he was
also
my
makes it easier
ex-husband
'cause he would have
yeah.
understood.
So
Yeah.
it was all fine. It was all above board.
Yeah.
Could see everything. It wasn't weird. After that, I don't know. I don't think not really. I think I
Yeah.
only came across one guy that was like, I don't like this. And I was like, see you later, cunt. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're
like
not
this
paying
is my job.
bills.
Fuck off. Yeah.
I was like, you're not paying my mortgage. You're not paying the uni fees. You're not raising
Yeah.
anyone. Like,
Yeah.
go away. But other than that, I didn't really have
it.
much of a problem. But I didn't really date much, I guess, during it either. So I was pretty cruisy sweet.
So
But you know what?
it is fairly. Did other girls find it harder?
Yes, definitely. Especially if you're going to date people out of the industry, which personally I would prefer to do. Like,
Yeah,
Just
because
saying.
I think that would be normal, right? Like you would
you want to
date
date a normal
outside of.
person.
Yeah.
Like a normal person.
Yeah.
What's normal though? Let's be honest. There's no such
Agreed.
thing as fucking normal.
Nope.
Did heaps of girls date guys that would try and do like the okay, stop dancing now?
100%. I've seen it loads.
it's kinda fucked
seen
up.
it loads. I'm like, oh, you knew what you got in for. It's a bit different. Like I
Even
think
people within the industry, though, when they're dating, still get that
Yeah.
jealousy hung up because I've got
And
a few
even on the
friends that are in
flip
that
side,
space.
you'll
Yeah,
get girls
absolutely.
who will like secretly want to leave the industry and then see someone who maybe appears to earn good money and is like, this
100%.
takes me out, it sweeps me out.
To be honest, though,
I
I
can
see
go to
more
uni
people in
and
like
just
normal
chill.
life that do that shit too.
Oh, there's
you know what I
fuckheads
mean?
everywhere.
Everywhere will
There's
do that.
fuckheads everywhere.
People just want to relax in life and get
Abs-
taken care of.
Absolutely.
I'm not mad about
I
it.
can't wait
So
to have a stay-at-home
I
dad
had the fucking
person.
best-
I'm
the
making all
best
the money.
week.
I want to be a
100%.
stay-at-home girlfriend, but minus the boyfriend. Like, do you know what I mean?
Strong, independent
just work
woman.
for fun.
100%.
And so I'll give you 4 since I hijacked your question.
Mhm.
Again, sorry.
4 we've done, 5.
5.
Ooh,
Yeah, just went to
Shortest
sleep.
and
It's all
longest
good.
relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
we know one was 8 years.
Yeah, 7-8 years or something like
Longest?
that.
You're married.
That was longest. Yeah, correct. And shortest. I mean, fuck, what's the relationship?
Whatever you count it as.
Yeah, so it's if you feel like it's a thing.
We
A thing?
I think
Yeah.
I've dated people, I guess, exclusively.
Yeah,
That's a
that
relationship.
It's
counts.
hard to say like relationship because I'm like I wasn't ever gonna marry that person, but you know, like a few
Yeah.
months, I guess.
So you
Like
have dated
5.
dudes that are like, you're like, I'm not marrying you. This is just.
Was it just fun
Temp.
or casual, or was it? I
guess
see
that
them in
is-
the long
as I
I
said
think
that
that's
out
what I
loud,
was
I'm like, that's the
figuring out
majority
though.
of dating.
That's what
Yeah.
you're figuring out
Anyone-
during that dating period. Is it like is it going to be, am I
The
going to be
segue
with you
to-
for the long way? No, then let's end it.
Mhm.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, you sometimes need to.
That's right.
figure
Like
that
you
out,
shag
absolutely.
or you sleep together for however long you choose to, and then you're just exclusive for however long. And it's like,
Yeah.
can I see a future with this person?
Yeah,
So maybe a few months. I don't know. They kind of blur into one after a while.
a little bit.
How are you with your post night clarity? So, like, if the dude's a bad root, is it pretty much over at that point? Or do you give the recovery?
Oh, I'm pretty brutal on that.
Me too. Don't
So you're a one and done.
No. I've
Yeah.
given second chances and
Yeah.
they fucking failed.
No, but that's fair. Like, I think if you get,
Like, you
if
know,
get to,
if
yeah,
it's like maybe it was just an exciting night
yeah,
versus this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
going to
yeah.
be fucking shit for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I'm out.
yeah.
Because it's pretty important to me.
It's
it might
massive,
not be
yeah.
for everyone.
I think a lot of
Look,
people
I
do
think-
place heavy importance on it.
And I think
I
people
do.
that don't say that are compensating in some sort of other way.
I disagree.
I also think
Like, can we
there's-
we should talk about that.
I think there's some people who are quite and I'm not saying this part from experience, but I think that some people can be quite not vile and judgmental, but they can be like positive
More juice.
And the only reason I say this is because there's only one time that I've been given a second chance, to my knowledge, and that person, no, honestly,
But the rest you weren't given a second chance. It was like one and done.
Yeah,
Many
no,
times.
I've just had sex with one person like many times, and that's it. You know? And then they say it's really good, but I never
You
hear
know.
back from them. I never hear back from them.
You know.
But I mean, I'm sure it's just like scheduling and just organisation. But apparently, I'm really good.
It's just
I just date
scheduling
really
conflicts.
busy chicks like all the time.
Yeah,
it's the
even my
fucking
wife.
worst.
Even
I've
my
been
wife.
I've been a
They're
really
just those
busy
independent
chick
boss
many
ladies.
times.
Yeah, we couldn't. She was like Catholic, so we couldn't have sex until we got married. We got married. We had sex that one time, and she's like, "We'll do it again, I swear." And then
Just
after
vanished.
10 and then 10 years of marriage, and then we separated. And I'm sure that she's getting around to it, but she's really busy.
She's still probably getting around to it. Don't lose
Oh, she
faith.
fucking wants me back. Like,
She's hanging
She's just
for
playing
it.
hard to get, you know? She's
that's
just playing the long game.
She's
I
just
was
scared.
talking shit about so long as
Commitment's a pretty vulnerable thing to be getting into, so
Yeah.
to be fair,
exactly.
it's understandable.
I was talking about longest relationships. There's a reason why I was
What
longest
goes on in your
relationship.
The
head?
sex, the second chance stuff we were talking
the
about.
second chance. That's
Yeah.
You've
what
been
it was.
given a second chance
I
once.
got
You
given a
said.
second chance, and it was really weird because me and this person, you know who it is, vibed like very strongly
Mm-hmm.
one night at Lame Duck, and
Is that where we went and got Liddy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've never
I
not had
remember.
a bad night at the Lame Duck. Like, legitimately, it's
My
a
early
weird place, but it's so much
had
fun.
a great time.
Right?
Okay.
I'm yet to go. I've got to
my
go.
first
You do.
night out with you, and it was like not that
Yes!
long after discovering the Lame Duck. It's always been
Not lit.
associated.
It was good.
Well, remember I got in that argument with the lady in the line? She said, no cutting. I'm like, what are you, 50?
Like,
It's
fuck
my
off.
girlfriend and
I
her
know.
fucking friends. Like,
Fuck off.
or I'll just wait behind you and then meet them
Wait,
inside.
and then they
Like,
left. Do you remember? They
do you remember
got the
you stood in
straws.
between us? You
Yeah.
know, just like
I'm
physically.
like ready to go. I'm like,
it's like the heavy's just like, fuck off, bitch.
I like if that doesn't have if I go out with Rich and Amy and something along those lines doesn't slightest, or if it doesn't appear to maybe be possibly happening, a real hallmark of our
Isn't it? Yeah,
social outing.
because there was that one time where the dude literally eyeballed Ames for like
that house.
that
party.
little
I
bit
wonder
too
why.
long.
I wonder why. I mean, he's
she
a
looks
sick
stunning.
fuck.
She looks stunning, but then he said something out loud, and like he didn't know because he
Dumb
thought
man.
it was Amy and James and Razzie, and then it was me and possibly Paulie.
Yeah.
And I'd caught him doing it, and I'm just like, dude, are you fucking serious? He's like 50 and like trying to big up in front of his mates, and I was a little bit high, and I was like, I'm gonna put him in his place because he's not gonna fucking say anything anyway. And it's like, dude, he instantaneously started apologizing. I'm like, don't apologize to me. Apologize to the chick you
her.
just
It's too
fucking
fucking late.
insulted.
How about you just don't be a
I
dirty
hate that
cunt?
Yeah.
men are the only ones though that get the apologies out of that. That's
I had
such a
this whole
No, no,
conversation
no.
about why we're
No,
winning this
the
because
other
I was
time-
reason.
Sorry to cut
No,
you
Oh
off.
yeah,
But
true.
at the house party. At
Run
the
with it,
fucking
James.
House party,
Run with it.
Nooch is wearing his fucking back to front hat, and Amy's funny, and it's not that she
What
outclasses
is
Nooch,
fuck?
when Nooch.
Some people
and
think that,
know-
and that's fine.
yeah.
I'm okay with
She's
that.
a hottie.
But
Come
yeah,
on.
she's
stunning, definitely.
She's a
But
20
at
out
a
of 10.
surface level for a certain superficial
I'm batting.
girl.
is what people say.
You're
Yeah,
bad. You're fucking
yeah, I've always
batting.
batted, it's
And
fine.
also, this other girl, she's looking out for her fucking for her sisters, and so she looks over and she's like, "Hey, fucking cocksucker with the back to front hat, fucking brother."
Actually
And he's like-
said it.
And
Yeah.
and he's like, and the funny thing is, she didn't give a fuck about Nooch,
Yeah.
other than he was a potential threat, right?
Yeah.
So she's like, "Is this guy bothering you?" And Amy's like, "No, that's my boyfriend." And she's like, "Oh, thank God."
But what?
And then
I
just
mean,
fucks off.
but
And-
that gal-
Not the point that
and
I was
Nooch is
referring
like,
to.
and
Yeah.
Nooch is like, "You've just offended the fuck out of
Yeah.
me."
Fucking
I'm not
apologize, you cunt.
different,
Like,
yeah. And then I'm
like
like-
the guy did that I abused,
Yeah.
fucking apologized. You don't just fucking walk away because it's okay. You said some shit.
Story.
You fucking say that shit and then you fucking apologize
Yeah.
because you were wrong.
Yeah,
and
but-
it's fine.
No, but you're a fucking.
You're not
with the back to
entitled-
front-
yeah.
Wearing a back to front hat.
This is James.
At least you didn't do this
It's
as a
like-
comedy
No,
show. You
but-
know, maybe you would have gotten the
but
same
in
commentary.
her mind, you're an entitled fuckhead. You're
Yeah.
just like an Andrew Tate. You probably love
Oh,
fucking
okay,
Andrew
that's a
Tate.
bit of
No,
a-
but
I
you
did
know
up
what
until
I mean?
about last week, so
It's, Then this is what I mean.
I
is
didn't,
it's
but
like,
anyway.
You're wearing a back to front hat, and at the same time, I'm like,
Hat
oh,
doesn't
mate,
equal predator.
Right?
If anything, I see
Yeah.
a backwards hat and I'm like, that man is not a predator.
Yeah.
Exactly. It makes
That guy's
you
Fucking
a.
best.
Yeah.
Exactly. It makes you.
And for the record, also, she was shithouse, and it always seems to be the shithouse women that are like, I'm going to be the adjudicator of justice right now and get involved in this situation that doesn't involve me because I always do that with my friends, and I'm going to do that now.
I am a bit
because
guilty of
no
being
one
that
wants to
person.
fuck me, and I'm bitter.
Okay,
and it's
I
like,
know about that.
you're looking for it, dude. As someone who did that when the lesbian was circling you, all right, and it was, that was full on. But like, it's just you got to let things happen, and if it looks dangerous, get involved.
Yeah, I agree. Just wait it
When
out.
the
Like, if
lesbian
anyone's
was
threatened,
circling
don't
you.
Yeah,
just
I
jump on
literally
in.
because she had too much chocolate milk and was like lying down.
Forced her.
So I comforted her and was like, "You're right." It was one of those types of scenarios,
Yeah.
and then like,
But that
I
would have
could
looked like, oh, someone who needs extra support. Why is this
But it's
dude
like,
doing that?
go-
I'm not
yeah.
saying
How
otherwise.
offended
But
you-
clarify
how
as well.
offensive
Just
was
be
it?
like, hey, are you doing
Dude,
all right? Everything
I
good?
was
Dude, I put my
fucking
penis in her vagina. Like, we're good.
livid. Yeah.
I
Like-
do this on a regular basis,
As-
actually.
Would you believe? Like, we're good.
As Ari in Entourage once said, it's not okay to hit women, but in my mind right now, I'm beating the fuck out of you. Like, no one would ever, like, and she made it awkward and stayed. And I'm just
You're
like,
gonna be using
fuck
this-
off.
Take your leave and go, please. You can see everyone's fine. Just move it or boot it
Yeah.
right now.
Right? Yeah, then they awkwardly just sat
I mean-
across from us for the rest of
the rest of the
night.
night?
Yeah.
Well, and did you spend the whole night being like, I got it in, man? Say, fuck you.
Yeah.
I fuck her. That's what I'd be
You
doing.
should have just
I
fucked
was
her in
so
front of
triggered.
you.
I
See, just make it easy.
I
dominant.
gotta say, yeah. I
was unhinged.
I don't know what type of sex you guys were into, but Amy would have copped it. There was a pent up fucking.
You would have been hearing the balls slap.
I don't think she would have complained. I think she would be okay with that, to be honest.
No, but I mean, I'm gonna tell you, like, after that, and it was
You know what? I actually don't have to. Like, it wasn't that kind of scenario. It was more because it does make you think. It's like, well, why do people think that I'm not supposed to be with my partner, right? And as a fat kid, that's like a big thing, man.
Yeah, that
like
would've
that's what
just
I'm
triggered
wrestling
off.
with, and I'm
A
like,
lot of assumptions going on there.
yeah,
Which is not cool.
no, yeah, 100%.
Hence why
But
we should always clarify.
These
and
questions
ask
aren't about
I
me.
agree.
Here's what I'm.
Next question, as they say.
Okay.
I got a question for you. Did the point get proven?
Does it-
Oh,
It fucking did. Anyway,
no,
that's not
no. Yeah, it would have been a good gag.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be.
No, we're
Yeah.
not on the flags. We are on how would your friends describe your ideal partner?
Yes.
I should have asked them this.
Actually, can we get? Do you want to get Amy real quick?
Amy.
Actually, Amy. Can,
Yeah, Amy.
There's a delay.
Can
Just-
Amy answer
uh,
this? Because she would know. She knows.
Amy,
Come upstairs real quick.
we need you for a hot second.
She knows me really well, so
Yeah.
Amy,
she would know.
You've been summoned.
I
we
don't
need your opinions and the very important ones.
Thank you, everyone, for listening today.
They're all important.
Thanks
Sorry,
for
that
tuning
felt
in.
Today's
dismissive.
podcast is brought to you by Cooper's Original Pale Ale.
And Red
half
Bull.
of your skull vodka that I've got.
Thank you. That was the best B-Day present ever.
Well, I mean, I've enjoyed your birthday present, so
I'm glad. As we fill air while
We hear
There
steps
she
coming
is.
upstairs.
I hear her tottering up.
welcome to the podcast. Come on, get on camera. The lovely Amy
Can we
Wright.
just
There's a
warm
question,
can we warm
and
the
you were
house
just
lights up a
perfect to
couple of
answer it because you know.
We're just going to bring the warmth of the
So
lights up just a couple of K.
Yeah,
You-
please, because
Yeah.
he was albino.
Yeah, come on in.
drop your arm.
Nah, see the lighting's great back here. You look
Yeah.
amazing.
Okay, so the question we were asking the lovely Chey, but we figured we'd just have you is how would you explain
easier.
her ideal partner?
Yeah.
Putting you on the spot, so don't stress.
6'8", 6'9".
She said 6'6" and muscle bound before.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I was starting on the
She
smaller
also
spectrum.
said feminine energy with long, like tall, slender
So she can
feminine.
I know I
energy.
didn't.
And
I don't think I said
and
that.
I was like, with a pencil
don't
mustache, and
think I
she's
said
like, no,
that.
that's my bitches. Like, it's like my guys. I like to be tall and. muscle.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like very complimentary
It
yellow
would
and green
be-
t-shirts and skinny jeans, and
Definitely my
Yellow
sort,
t-shirt.
as everyone knows.
earrings that have really small scooping capabilities. And
This has got the largest scooping.
do you remember that when we were talking with Matt? It's like the biggest meme. Anyway,
Yeah.
how would you explain aside from being tall, triggering all the short kings in the chat?
Sorry, guys. No
muscle
shortcut.
bound, probably some tattoos.
Oh, I don't know.
Criminal conviction or two.
Jesus, can we go with some personality traits?
Yeah, I was going to say
That's
that's
not
a lot
true,
of
by the way.
physicality, my love.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
Those parts
Or
were
is
jokes.
this happening, Chey?
yeah,
Is this why you end up at dinners with dudes that you need people to save you from?
He had 0 tattoos, by the way, and he had a corporate job. He was
I'm
just
kidding
a
about
dog.
that. I mean,
Sorry, I don't want to put dogs down because I love dogs. But
he'd need to be really chill, really funny,
I love the funny.
really funny, really confident. I reckon you'd need a strong dude to sometimes.
I
Like
fucking absolutely
masculine
need a
energy-
man.
Masculine energy that you can really respect.
Yeah, otherwise I'll get stomped
You'll just,
on.
they'll just stomp him.
We saw the evidence.
Literally stomped on the microphone cord before.
Yeah.
I do like a
You'd have to be,
guy with a bit of bite.
Just she has to be able to push back because she's a strong woman, folks.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
And also, it's got to be able to take care of shit. Because you've taken
Fuck
care
yeah.
of shit your whole life.
Beautiful. That's
I'm
really
sick
Got to
of-
hold you down.
Do you know what?
So strong guardian
This
vibes,
is-
I think, is a
Yeah.
big one.
Girl, you know,
Masculine
I
nurturer.
couldn't have
Yeah.
done it better.
Yeah.
Couldn't have done it better.
There you go.
Amanda
yes,
can
I-
just take care
Thanks,
of
babe.
shit. I'm
I love that.
tired.
That was a really beautiful description.
I'm so
too.
tired. but not tired
Yeah,
enough to
not
keep
tired.
fighting, so let's go, bitches.
Did you say farting or fighting?
You're not
Both.
tired.
Both apply.
Excellent.
But after all of that, what you're seemingly after is something looking for a provider, you're looking for a safe space.
I like a nice
You're
guy.
looking for a man, despite the.
Willow.
But there was
that
a
nice.
definite mention of masculine energy, someone being
Yeah, for
6'6".
sure. Yeah,
and
yeah,
I like
for
a
sure.
kind man, like a
Yeah.
kind heart, a
But we'll
good
also
man.
stand up for you and to you.
Fuck yeah, you need to, because otherwise I'll get so
Likes
bored.
children.
I understand.
Like,
that.
yeah,
Like,
got to
he's
be
gotta be like
And
a
also-
family man.
cool dude who
The
likes
toxicity in the room is so high right now.
There's
I
a long
I need a
list,
gas
guys.
mask.
There's a long
Well, I'm
list.
trying to just find some
Having
fresh
someone to
air
stand
in
up
here,
against
but,
them.
I'm just gagging.
But the
Yeah.
other one that I got at some point was you were saying
Yeah, you can.
that you
can,
were
ma'am.
sort of
I've
discarding
said my
people when you
piece.
Yeah.
Thank you
realised
so
that
much
they
for sharing.
weren't.
Thanks for coming, Ames. We love
I
you.
share your little
Thanks,
content.
Amy.
that. You couldn't have done better.
Sorry
Thank
for
you.
You did
fostering
so great,
toxicity, that was
sweetie.
me. Yeah, but the thing that I also got out of that was like it's a reasonably traditional writer sort of thing,
What are they providing?
providing a
The
sense of confidence. And
Dick, yeah.
Yeah.
They need to provide
well,
the
they're
big
obviously
dicks.
providing dick.
Protections, not like
Yeah.
literal protection,
Like,
but it's that
100%.
feeling of protection.
Maybe
I think
acts of
is big.
service
Let me-
even. Like, I've got you. Let me just do this for you.
Just-
Let me put it another way,
True.
right? Is I
Yeah.
realized
So I like that.
something that I'd so like my mum's been single, and I realized that a space that I feel is that she.
Do I want to
had-
know what space you're filling? I just have to ask. Like,
I tried.
Oh my God.
I tried to segue that. Don't
Glad
do
the one
that.
person with the earphones that needed it.
Anyway, my mum's not going to be listening to this. So.
my mother is, so cheers.
That was very quick though. That was you got to
But-
appreciate the game.
But I also I thought I was going too far by saying feeling a space in relation to my mum. Something I don't want to mention, but call it. And but the thing that I realized was that you know how you have someone in your life, like a lot of girls I know who've had. Their mum
Are you
and-
saying it? Ask you if I've got daddy issues. Is this a long way around to see if I've got daddy issues?
No.
Because I've got a lot of issues, and none of them are around my daddy.
Daddy is not one of them.
but
no, it's not that.
But I love it.
No, it's just more around what the model of a
Strong carer
just a
is.
strong woman is.
Just a
right?
traditional
Probably because
relationship.
you've had to be independent
and
for so
and that's
long.
what it is, yeah. And I'm not judging or saying anything, but
Nah.
when there's
I
a
don't think we would
burden,
take
when
it
there's a
that
burden of direction
Oh
on
man,
a woman,
I'm
yeah.
taking care of everything always,
And
which
that's-
is fine.
Yeah.
and it's absolutely fine, and it's fucking great. Like someone's got to do it.
It's nice
And-
to take the seat
and
as well.
and you have to do
Yeah.
it, and you are the one doing it, fucking 99% of the time. But it'd be nice to know that there's someone there who can do that as
Yeah,
100%.
it's that counterbalance. That's a very good
or
observation.
Yeah, I
when you're
agree.
at that point when you're like, my God, I know that I'm doing everything I can do, but it's just fucking
Endless.
so much
Yeah,
that you can go to someone who would then be like, from safe place.
yeah.
He would go, I know what you're talking about. You're totally on the right track. It's fucking hard. There's nothing we can do to, we can't fix it, but you're on the right track.
Or even
and
if
give
someone
you
d-
that sounding point, because that's the space that I felt for my mum, is when she would say, this is what's going on, and I would say, common sense, and I realized that it had not occurred to her.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
volume is all I was saying. But
I
she
thought
did. She
you were
did
telling me to
pointing.
fucking stop talking about
no.
my
I was
mum.
like up, and then
I
she
was
did
like,
that,
come
and then I was
close
like, that's
up
confusing.
Yeah, I was like,
It's like-
two usually does
I was
it,
like,
but
it
one
was
So
might
I
do.
didn't want to be like.
Super
got
um,
it.
It's getting super Freudian for me, but that hand
No, I
gesture didn't help.
Sorry.
yeah, that was. It's like you threw a hook at him or something.
I was like, come here. But on what you said,
It
I
reminded
think
me of the Jim Jeffries show is what it was for me.
Yes.
I think you're right with what you said, James. But on top of that, I think it's not even about the I've got you. It's like in the I'm here to take it on. I think it's more the I've already initiated what I know you need to have off your back. Like when if
Share the
I'm ever
mental load.
complaining about something
Yeah.
I'm really stressed or overwhelmed about because someone's not picking up the load at work, or if I'm stressed about something and then I've just gotten home and something's been done for me, I'm like, I didn't even have to ask directly. You've taken the initiative by recognizing that that's stressful.
I
That
agree.
initiation
it's-
without having to be asked explicitly.
Just sharing a
it's-
little bit of the mental
Fucking
load.
nice.
Because
Yeah.
if you are the one to think of everything, then execute it all,
It's
like plan the whole
exhausting.
thing, eventually you get
and
tired.
get resentful too.
Do you know what we're talking about here, guys? Indirectly, what we're actually talking about is companionship and partnership.
Oh no, I don't
Are
want them
we?
What
every
a
day.
fucking
No.
lame topic. Let's get back to stripping.
I-
Can we talk about fucking pole dancing again?
I don't think
Do you do
that's
pole
the next
dancing?
question.
It's something.
What are we up to?
sexy
So we did
or-
the
That's it,
friends
right?
ones. Yeah, I think it's me then you again.
No, James is
Talking about
the
mum.
person asking the question. now.
Oh, okay. So, what advice do you often end up giving to your friends?
Drop that cunt.
Nice.
It's funny. You and Steph share a lot of very similar
Yeah, I
like,
noticed
traits.
that when I listened to hers.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
went, I
You're like,
100% would have
yes,
said
bitch.
that.
Yes, bitch.
100%
yes,
would have
bitch.
said
Yeah.
exactly the same. Drop that cunt.
Did you
In those
know-
words, and
did-
I've said it many times, and I will continue to say it. Drop
Did-
that cunt.
Did you
I feel
know
like I
that
enable too many of my friends'
Did you know
relationships.
when I
good, though.
rewatched because we would getting clips out of that show.
Yeah,
And
so you
when I
saw the clip.
rewatched It,
Yes.
What I realized was that I ended up saying "drop that cunt" about 1,000 times effectively during that show, and I was like, yeah, because I'd adopted that viewpoint, and I was like, yeah, of course he needs to go. He's a dickhead. Not because, and again, like I would defend guys and say, you know, girls have touched to guys at different times and whatever, but at the same time, when she's describing this sort of behavior, I'm like, you don't need that. You're better than that. Cut that off. So
I wish I'd listened to my friends previously sometimes, but you just don't.
No, when you're in the thick of it,
you
it's
don't.
different.
You don't
Yeah.
listen, and then afterwards you're like, I should have dropped that cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also need to learn the lesson. And if you're a stubborn independent woman, you're not going to listen to it until you've learnt the lesson
Yeah.
yourself
And
directly.
Correctly, you learn the lesson,
I only
and you
learned
take it to
from-
the next one, and at least you've learned something
You
every
adopt
time.
it and take it, yeah.
I
Other
think
thing
so too.
I'd like to add is that there was a cunt that I should have dropped as well, and people did tell me to drop that cunt, and I didn't drop her.
Yeah,
But
that was rough.
But I stuck with it, you know, because at the time I was like, no, she's got redeeming factors, and she's had a tough time, and she's misunderstood, and she's told me all of these things.
And they justify a lot when they're open and
Yeah, because when you're in
Yeah,
that
that's true.
state, and when all that they've told you is how fucked over they've been, you're like,
I want to be the
man, you
exception
don't
to
under-
it.
you
Yes.
I don't want you to be the villain.
You
want
want to be the hero of their story.
And when their story is wanting a hero, they're like, they've literally sought you out because, like, I see you as a potential hero. Then you're like,
That gives me the
I'm playing a role.
every other girl is a cunt vibe except you. Like, I hate all women except you vibes. You know, same thing.
Strong theme for this
Yeah.
episode. That's what I'm going to call this episode. Chey Huf.
Hate everyone except
That's-
you.
Don't tell women that their friends are cunts.
Don't, because it won't bode well.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's not good.
It's not good.
I feel very different with you.
So here's a good one
I love that.
Love
that
it.
actually
I love that that guy said that.
that
too.
stemmed from,
I normally hate
ironically
guys.
enough, a conversation me and Amy had. So I never thought that stunner could ever be rejected in her life, and then was quickly told that literally it happens to all women, which was, as the fat kid, you're like, no, all the pretty ladies just get whatever they want whenever they want. So in what ways have you handled rejection in the past? And what's the best way that you cope with it,
I
mate?
think we've all been rejected.
Yeah, it's as I've grown, I'm like, it's literally impossible. You're not the best fit
We've
for
all
everyone.
been rejected.
Yeah. We've
I-
got her stumped, guys. It's good.
No.
You're like, it just never happens.
No, that's
okay?
not true. I think, like, you know when rejection's coming, I think. When you're
Yeah,
not on
Yeah.
the
you
same
can pick it
wavelength.
up very quickly.
Fucking bounce.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I ride out that wave like I'm way past that.
Because if I've ever,
Doc,
I've
is
only
that
had one
avoidant?
person break up with
That would
me
be
in my
avoidant?
entire life. And I thought, this motherfucker will
happening.
be back.
No.
And sure enough, he came back, and I was like, I win. Of course.
So avoidance
But
into
that's how you pull back,
that's-
and then is this.
But then I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, this was like years ago. But he broke up with me, and then I was like, you'll be back. Don't worry.
They
And he
always
came
do.
back, and then I broke up with him, and I was like,
was this when
I
you were
won this
15?
round. You might have won the battle, but I won the war. So see you later. But you pack your shit, you get on, I guess. I don't know. There's not been
Yeah.
a whole lot of that because you just know the vibes. I
Yeah.
reckon once you hit your 30s or even like late 20s,
You know
Thank God I got
straight
a
away.
couple.
you know, there's
Yeah.
not much rejection going
First date,
on.
yeah.
Because you've got to be pretty, in my eyes, you've got to be pretty socially inept to not understand what's happening.
Yeah. Ironically enough, though, there's heaps of people that
They are,
it can
though.
literally be like two separate movies playing at the same time.
100%.
And then, yeah, because,
I've been on the other end.
Yeah.
I've been the other movie.
yeah, I've had people message and be like, oh, you know, it was like so great. You're such a piece of shit. I'm like, were we in the same fucking space?
That is my biggest fear because I
Yeah.
go into fantasy brain so much that I genuinely
Yeah.
cannot tell if I'm being deluded in the movie.
But you're smart enough to be like, if someone says this, you'd be like, oh, cool. So I've missed something.
Yeah,
Then
no, I will always
we've
pick
now-
up when I've missed
So you'll
something.
know.
I'll know something's up, but I never know what it is. I can't
Yeah.
pick up the cue of what it is.
Yeah.
I've actually realized that this is a whole thing, both in my social life as well. I went to a party the other day. There was drama with people. Didn't know what was happening. I'm like, wow, the vibe is really fucking weird here.
That's
and
you
then
do
the
that all
person
the
came
time.
into the car,
It's so good.
bitched to me, had a full rant about what was happening. I'm like, I had no fucking clue that was happening. What the
I
actual
love that.
fuck? Why was it? I knew there was a vibe. I just didn't know what the fuck it was. And I'm like, am I really that? Yep, tistic. It's just there.
I'm going to start calling you. Have you seen Anchorman?
No.
Oh, you've got the Steve Carell character Brick. Now I've realised
I am
that
Brick,
he's
thank you.
he's modelled around. It's
An
Steve
autistic
Carell,
character.
so it's fantastic.
Yeah, he's
but he's not
phenomenal.
autistic. But now it makes perfect sense because he says shit like that
It
all the
could have
time.
been. We just didn't know.
Well, there's a lot of autistically coded. Anyway, I'm gonna.
That's right. You have number 11.
Oh, I love number 11. Any terrible trends in the dating scene today that you are identifying?
Yeah, I think so. I think that just people aren't honest.
So true.
So
in what respect?
In regards to, because of the whole online dating, and let's be honest, that's how most of us do it now. I know that I don't really meet men. Like, I go to work, I go home, look after my family, like my daughter,
There's very little
cook
ways
and clean.
for you to actually interact.
Like, when am I going to see them?
It is perfect. It's a perfect use case. Is you because
Perfect.
most people could go out and socialize,
I
but
don't want to
you're so
go out
exhausted.
at a bar and meet someone.
Thanks, Ash.
You've got to talk to a fucking lot of people to get maybe one that would be all right. So I think people see others as disposable, which is really sad.
It's very true.
Terrifying.
You, cool. I'm not actually going to try that hard with you because there's 20, 50, 100, whatever
Other
it
people
is
I'm talking to
that I
down the
can
back.
swipe to that and I can chat with them, which is pretty sad.
And you're like vetting people so much easier, which is also kind of shitty because it's like, oh, well, it's fine if this doesn't work out then because you've got 50 on the back burner.
Yeah.
You are replaceable because I've got this. And I feel like there's no way to actually truly get to know someone unless you're making the effort. But you can't also make effort with 50 other people.
Dudes
so
notice that a lot also because obviously back in the day when you used to have to approach girls, there was a lot stronger connection. And then when there was the platter of cock off to the side, you would start to see like the genuine interactions. And then you're like, because it's literally like, have you seen the meme of the cat with like the sausages being fucking thrown in its face?
I've seen it. I've been sent to it.
You're like, I've lived it, man.
I didn't want to say it, but if you're watching, Mum, you know what's up.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like it does definitely skew it now, where it's like, wow me, or like I'm out of here, and you're like, I'm not a fucking dancing monkey, dude. Like I'm not here to kind of like you can see me, and this is my personality, and
That's why I don't make effort on apps, let alone go on them.
I look at it as a good
face-to-face
indicator
interactions.
because it's quite often that person would stray pretty easily anyway. Like if it's literally a fucking app and a couple of like ticks that like literally like, well, fucking why would I commit now? You're like, all right, cool, you're a fucking idiot. I'll talk to you
Yeah,
later.
that's one way of vetting out though too. If it's someone that like if wants a long term, they'll make an effort to actually get to know you. I think it's a lot easier because
I
they've
think
got the
so.
options with like casual, looking for something short term.
absolutely.
And I like the wording prompts as well.
But what annoys me is when people lie about
I just
it.
picked up a new follower.
Woohoo, who
Oh,
is
did that
it?
come up on the screen?
I heard
Guess
it.
who it is?
Oh, it's Sash. Hey, dude. Hello.
Hi, Sash. I think the lying about your intentions kills me on the apps
That's
and
the
just
thing,
in
people are like,
dating.
"Oh,
So do you
I
get
really
heaps of
wanna have
dudes that-
something,
I
just wanna
don't know,
fuck."
but I know
Yeah.
of people that are
Explain.
like, it's got on there like they're looking for long term or whatever
But they're
else.
not.
Why not just say that you are, but just not with that person? Because I've been in the position of if I met someone that I really click with and have a connection with, and 100%, I would go all in with you if you're that person. But if you're not, then you're not.
Okay.
You need to tell them
You're
that.
the in or you're out.
So having it as an all open thing of like, I'm looking for a long term relationship on Hinge doesn't apply to everyone. Yeah. But with the right person.
Specific
But
Yeah.
that's,
So that's what you
I
need
feel
to
like
communicate.
That's what
Maybe
the
that's
guy
the
needs to
implicit,
signal, right? I
yeah.
feel like almost with like when you say like, oh, I'm just looking for like, you know, I'm not into a relationship that I wouldn't see as long term. I'm like, oh, that's like, and so I think that it's almost a given. Women, especially when they're approaching a certain
But
age.
what do you
or-
like when you see that, right? So as a woman, I haven't had it happen to me, but I've definitely seen it where you see someone that's like a long term relationship, cool. I'm also looking for that. Let's just say I was. And then you match with them and you hang out, and sometimes like,
I
you're
think-
hanging out, you're treated like a girlfriend, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I am looking for a long term, just not with you. Like, why wouldn't you just say that? Like I do. I'm really honest.
But maybe it's
Yeah.
not having to find
This
that
is what
out.
the
Maybe
problem
it's
is,
not
right?
you that's the relationship, but you wanted that. And
There's
Yeah.
a
you realize it's-
mismatch in what signaling we need, right?
That's what I mean.
So
Just
the woman
communication.
needs the signal from
It's
the
dating,
man,
baby.
I'm serious, right? That's what the woman needs. She needs to hear that the guy's serious and that there's potential. She doesn't need to know that this guy's the one. He's probably a fucking dickhead.
Hearing
He's a,
just
he's a
cheeky
male
fella.
to begin with, you know?
Mine does it all the
ting
time.
ting.
So you have, but on the flip side, because there's a cock platter available, the male's like, well, why would she care? And certainly the way that, and I've never been on online dating apps.
Still, he's a dating app
Hey, I know
virgin.
he's holding off.
Yeah.
It's not
You
even
haven't dated him.
virginity. It's sucking the devil's dick.
Well, apparently I fucking deep throat the devil's dick, so
Well,
let's go.
Yeah, look. It's
that's a
not even
perfect
that.
segue into your dating app of choice.
Hinge.
Yeah, Hinge is great.
Hinge.
I love the little word bios. I'm such a sucker
Hinge,
for words.
you know why?
Is
I've
that
been,
'cause
I've never,
Tinder's just people putting in the route.
I've never actually, the other time I was on Tinder was like 10 years ago and it was for shits and gigs and I've been banned for life. So I think I went on
Come
there.
again. Which
Yeah,
app
oh
have
my
you been
God.
banned from?
Only, and I wasn't even seriously on there, but it was Tinder and I think I just went on there. I
You've
think I got
been
high.
banned from Tinder.
But I wasn't on there for real me. It was just to cause havoc.
Oh, okay.
Just
So
to
you were
be a
toxic as fuck.
Cunt. I think I was enough people reported me for being a cunt.
That's exactly- that's
It was like
what it
a
has to
decade
be.
ago. It was
What
so
were you
long
doing?
ago.
What were you saying to me?
It was so long ago. Who fucking knows? I think I was just being a bitch.
Were you
That's
just
so
like,
good.
Were you just like trolling dudes?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool,
Like
that's
just
alright.
being a cunt. I think I got really high once and thought it'd be such a good idea.
You know what's terrifying as a guy? Because there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
And you think it's dudes, and then you're like,
No,
"Fuck, man!"
girl, it's
There's like,
me.
"Hey, guys, yeah, well, here you go, guys. It's just Shay fucking with 95."
Just having a really good time
Yeah,
at
I think they
night.
were fucking bots and like bullshit to try and
Nah,
keep
not
people
really.
there. This is fucking-
Occasionally, I'll throw in the subscribe to this link that's not actually real, just to try, just so they think it's a bot and not a real person, but it's me being a cunt.
That's
Just
so
getting
meta.
high
I
on
love it.
Friday night
It's been a
and
while.
fucking with the okay.
Hinge,
That's why
I
I don't go on
reckon.
them.
Bumble used to be the thing, I reckon, but sometimes I haven't been on Bumble in a long time. But when I was once, I was like, how the fuck did we end up in the same algorithm? As
Do
what I
you, do you
wanna
feel
know.
like it throws the dynamic off a bit that the girls initiate? That's what I like about Hinge. It lets both, like it just lets
Yeah.
whatever naturally is going
we've
to happen.
passed that shit? That's annoying. Like I forget
Yeah.
to reply.
Yeah.
Like I'll need you to prompt me on something,
Yeah.
and I'll probably still ignore it. Actually, I definitely will, unless there's something really fucking special.
And this is
Oh,
why it's
all
important to be
funny.
honest.
Yeah.
All funny.
I fucking
Yeah.
You
hate
need
this.
funny.
And I like funny guy. Good chat. I really love that.
I think that's the best
good
way as well.
banter.
Yeah, but like, let's be real. Like, full disclosure and honesty. Like, it's you're matching with heaps of people and shit, right? It's like, why does the dude literally have to be a fucking stand-up comic genius every fucking time? It's
Because
like,
everyone,
gotta
else, you
stand
know,
out.
just
No,
stand
man.
out.
Not even.
hello, and like, bitch, can you fucking talk?
Yeah, I agree.
It needs to be reciprocated, but I do think that the
Mm.
whole point of comedy, like, you do need to make a standout within all of this cock plateau and all this. There
Yeah.
are so many people that if you are literally just not going to send like a funny intro
I agree.
or something that's going to make me actually want to talk to you, if you send a rose, if you send like one generic
Yeah.
comment, I'm not going to
It
fucking
does
talk because
not-
it's
Yeah,
just
I agree.
not
I'm
appealing to
funny.
my brain.
It doesn't
If
signal
I'm
that you're
funny
going to be able to bring
and I
the
put the
energy.
effort in
Yeah.
to be
when it's
funny,
fun,
Yeah.
it's a one-liner.
Yeah,
Something that's
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
I just love the pickup lines, and they're so shit, but they're so good.
And they're all
I'm
the same, though.
No.
How funny are
I've
men's
gotten
prompts? They're all the same.
I,
They're all
you
just,
know-
I'll trip for you.
Okay.
I'm like, I'll fall for you if you trip me.
Okay, can I?
Fuck off,
That's
cunt.
not
You're
There
really
was one
trying
audio.
hard.
Did I?
like that.
I think I
I'd be
played
such
it
a whore
on-
because I'd laugh and I'd be like, let's go. That's good.
I'd be
That's
like,
good. Because
okay.
if they're shitter, then I laugh harder. And it's like, it's because it's terrible. It's funny.
But when there's 20,000 of them.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, I don't
fair,
get that many matches.
Fair. 13, James.
James, yeah.
Oh, so our listener base is evenly split
Mm-hmm.
between male and female. Do you think that physical
Yes.
appearance or fitness?
I think we learned that already.
I'm looking at your
Muscles,
attire and
Yeah.
I'm looking at the.
No, because I thought this would be interesting to bring again.
Yeah, no,
I like it.
definitely
spreading that
is.
you're
Me too.
doing.
I'm
Not
and
dismissing.
the
I'm pretty much a man.
limited amount of space that I have on this couch.
I'm
And
so,
I'm just
you're
wondering,
so right. I'm all over
is
you.
it- no, I was actually going to ask it as a red
Yeah.
flag. I was going to say, and I've switched to a different posture, and I was going to say, do you find spreading flag? But you actually,
I'm the man spreader.
you actually match me, and
I'm the man spreader.
I can fucking see that.
I've just realised. So sorry.
I'm giving you the space, but on that topic,
Bring it back to the question,
about
James.
about the gender split.
Circle back, circle
Do you think that physical
Yeah.
appearance and fitness plays an aspect?
Yeah, for sure.
Because this is purely based off we had Kayla last
Yeah,
week.
and this is this is what something I want to dive deep on is. So you're obviously you're a fit.
I like the gym, yeah.
Yep.
I've been
Yeah.
a fat fuck, I've been a skinny fuck, I've been a healthy fuck, I've been a muscly fuck. I feel like I've covered most of the bases.
The spectrum
The
of body
spectrum.
types.
And so do you think it's more important for one sex or the other?
I think both. And the thing is with online dating, it's such an instant visual thing.
Yeah.
So it is
like real life.
It is
Yeah.
what it is. Like
Yeah.
it's shit, but how do you
But-
don't know someone on a glance. So
You know what's incredibly fucking refreshing though is that we've got the consistency now, right? The two back to back. Well, I'm going to bring this in
Saying
more
that
and more.
looks do matter.
That looks do matter definitely, and that it is something that I think a lot of people assumed that like just being the funny dude or whatever, or it didn't apply as much for guys. And it's like just take pride in your appearance. I think is a big thing.
absolutely.
Doesn't all of this, gender aside, roles aside, mismatches aside, doesn't all of this come down basically to everyone's got a package that
But it's what captures you with online dating specifically. It's your look first.
I
Yeah.
think it's the words.
And then the words come, and then the rest comes after. It's not enough to keep someone. I think just being good looking.
Agreed.
There's
But it
been-
is,
No.
you need the initial attraction to someone, otherwise how are you going to want to
100%.
engage
It's the combo,
with them?
right?
Yeah.
The looks get you in the door, and then the
See,
chat.
I think the words
although-
too on the profiles because
I like that
I go for
too.
those first and then I'll look.
I've
at the
seen
looks.
hot people
Interesting.
like swiped off
Yeah.
because what's on there. I'm like, you look like a fuckhead from your
Yeah,
answers.
and that's
I don't
exactly
want it.
how I go first. I
100%.
weed out by answers first, and then I go. Now I can entertain the idea
Yeah.
of looking at your photos.
I see looks and I'm like, first photo, I could probably go, let's keep swiping. Definitely
just-
cannot go.
Hopefully you've got
See you
3
later.
to 4.
How many have you got?
With the package, I didn't mean diversity of package. I mean
Oh, that actually
What's up, Clarky?
it's important
does
to you.
matter.
Yeah.
And if they tell you it doesn't, they're fucking lying.
I'm
That's
going to
personal
disagree
opinions.
with you.
No, that's my personal
You
opinion.
said that in the fucking line.
What you date some muggos?
So is
Size
it
wise,
pure?
we're
For me, it
about-
matters.
Oh,
Dick
she's
size,
but she's a
right?
size queen.
No,
Yeah.
whoa. I mean,
Yeah.
I just went with the micro ones, and I realized at that point that it does matter.
Yeah, the floor. Yeah,
Yeah,
the floor.
size matters, but that doesn't
Poor
make you
guy.
a size queen either. You know, like
It does if you only
having-
date big dicks.
No, but
That
having
needs to
something
be.
that's satisfying.
Maybe
is
there
one
was a
thing.
theme, and
Also, some people say
mad
something
about it.
like, some people are like, I like your shape.
I mean, shape
Is
matters.
also-
It all
Yeah.
matters. Connection, actually,
Thank you.
the biggest thing out of all of it is connection matters.
Yeah.
Because you can have a big dick, you can have the whole shebang.
Unless you have connection, you've got fucking
but
nothing.
the connection is number one.
I'm
Yeah.
glad
all.
to hear you say that.
I know no
I'm
one
really
would
glad.
expect that from me, but connection's number one.
And then a
People-
big dick is number 2. You heard it here first. guys.
We're not complaining about that. Is all I'm saying.
And our closer, Lil, do you want to take the closer?
Sure. If you could pass advice on to all of our fellow listeners, or I guess your friends in general, or people kind of struggling to find love at this time point, what do you have to say? What wisdom words have you got to say?
Focus on yourself. Literally. Just that's for me the biggest thing. Do what makes you happy. Go to the gym, drink more water, sleep. I know it's so cliche, but whatever makes you happy, if it's painting the fucking wall, painting
Yeah.
a mural, do what makes you happy and get yourself right first.
Yeah.
And then look for the rest after.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Well, so
Get
you know what?
yourself right.
The honestly, like that's so on the money. Legitimately, my psych. So when I went through my breakup and stuff and whatever, I think it just came up. It's like, what do I do now? And he's like, he goes, Pete, listen to me when I say this to you. Do everything that makes you happy. He goes, think of all the things that when you're in a relationship. He's like, you won't actively know that this happens. He goes, but you'll do certain things less. Do those things that you do when you're on your own.
Yeah.
And then
Follow
you'll.
your
So
bliss.
right.
It's true.
Follow
And then
your
So
yeah.
right.
Because you
Before you
want to
know
spend
it.
all your time with the person that it takes away from the
Yeah.
you time, which is also where most of people lose themselves
Yeah.
in relationships
So
because they're
right.
just focusing on the person.
Yeah.
I agree.
So that makes a lot of
My
sense, and I
Yeah.
like that
Bliss right now
advice.
is a
Yeah.
bathroom break.
Oh,
Well,
I
we-
think
no,
really-
we're about-
Let me fucking go first.
We were about
Wait,
to
we're
we're
all-
about to
we're
wind
about
up
finished.
because we're at an hour and a half.
We're
so we're
winding.
good.
Yes, because
yes.
we all have the
Yeah.
4 voices between us. We've interrupted and overlaid like 50 million times.
I
Yes.
didn't even know.
And
winding
it's
up
like we have
politely.
Good, because
collective-
I'm this close to pissing myself.
So how
we
did
have
you find
collective flow.
today's-
We're gonna have to cross.
I actually
frames
loved
and
it, and
talk
I
about
just want to say, like,
Yeah.
time flew. Great
Time
time.
went flying.
And we didn't even get to touch on a lot of things.
Yeah, that's
Which
why I
really
said,
we
I said
only
that to you.
ever said
We get
yeah.
to do that
Yeah, yeah,
post as well.
100%.
Oh, fuck yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now we can
We-
say all the things that are not politically correct on here.
And I want to do that game
Tune
that
in,
we
guys.
did, but with her, the drinking thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
That was
Open book.
fucking insane.
Let's roll.
But look, thank you so much. That was a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it was awesome having
And
you
we've
on.
just scratched the surface, which is good.
So
We'll have to have you on
surface.
again for other chats.
Yeah, well, I've got we're actually starting to open up. We're fairly gappy, so
Good.
we can
Perfect, here we
definitely
go.
Slot you in, bro. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
coming.
listening. And don't
Thanks
forget
for
to
having
follow
me.
us on our main site on the link.tree. There's a full stop
Yeah,
in
do
there
you want me to-
somewhere.
I can hit it for you?
IrrPlatPod. I tried. I can't
Okay,
do
so
the
it's
thing. I just-
linktr.ee/IrrPlatPod. That's IRR Platpod.
And don't forget to watch us on Spotify because we've got video on there now too, and it's actually pretty good quality. I did so myself the other day, just checking in, and it was decent.
It's very sexual.
Saw today.
Thanks again, Chey. You did so good.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Can't wait for the next one.
True. Jimbo, any closing words?
Let's get fucked up.
Yeah, let's get fucked up. Let's fucking.
You're like, I have to piss and
I'm literally about
Let's
to
send it.
Well, there's two
and
choices.
Let's send it.
Fucking
Let's fucking send
Send
it.
it,
is
gang,
what we
gang.
said.
sword fight.
waiting for?
Wait, the car's
well,
cold.
Thanks guys for tuning in. See you next week.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
What?
that's
Fucking warming up. Get out of here.
you're the man. Get out of here. Thanks for listening to Irrelevant.
Stand up. You can stand up and take this first. Yes, it did.
It's like 8 seconds left on the outro, guys. It's cool.
I'm still going. That was a fucking.
Thanks, guys.
That was awesome.
To everyone in the chat, good job. Clarky, I don't know. Just fucking call Hashy small. Yeah, thanks for listening. We love you. We're going to go get drunk now. Bye.